Welcome to Jen's on the Reel again. And we have fucking news, okay? Realtors are not the number one in cheating.
They're not. We are marked safe.
Yeah. We're actually done on the line somewhere on like
We're
7.
like number 5 or 6.
Yeah. Okay, so I really thought real estate was number one.
Okay, so we're talking about today the most common professions that people cheat in. And this came up because we thought real estate was going to be at least top 3.
I mean, we've seen a lot in real estate.
But you know what? I've told people it's gotten better throughout the years.
But
30
I think
years ago, it was really bad.
Well, I think social media, and that everybody records kind of situation. I think
there's eyes everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, come on, Coldplay.
Don't get Coldplayed. I love it that it's a verb now. Did you get Coldplayed?
Oh my God. How embarrassing.
Okay, first of all, listen, you're not going to take your side chick to a concert where there's cameras and you could bump into people. How stupid are you?
I mean, but he's not like a famous, like super famous person.
They didn't zoom in on him because he was famous. They zoomed on him because it was like the kiss camera.
That's what I'm saying. So he's probably thinking, like nonchalant, like, oh, it's okay. Nobody knows who I am.
You didn't see the letter thing, his statement. He pretty much at the end, like saying, "Oh, you guys were invading my privacy." Like, guy, you went to a public place.
It's a public place, yeah. But they're doing so much. Like, they're really mocking him so much.
The internet
is just
undefeated.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
It's unforgiving.
It's all over. And then the more you like it, the more it's on your algorithm. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
No, and they've used it for real estate. They've used it for mortgage. They've used it for so many things.
And I'll be at the Coldplay concert.
Oh, will you? Yeah. When is this?
Well, I'm not going to say the date. But it's coming.
Just in case you get caught on Kiss
I'm not going to say the date, but it's coming.
Oh, God.
And I'm not cheating, so whatever. But I'm dying to come out of that. If they point that camera at me, I'm ducking, man. I'm ducking. I'd be like, Marcel, duck.
Or purposely just hold each other.
I told him we're going to, he's like, everybody's going to be doing that. I'm like, damn it, we need to come out. I want to duck.
Man, this cheating situation is very serious. Obviously, in our...
Is it serious, though?
I guess. Okay, so I was very surprised to see that the medical profession was the number one in cheating.
Okay, so I'm not surprised about that, and I'm going to tell you why. Because they're there for many, many hours around the same people. Yeah. Especially if you're like ER. Like if you're in the ER, hello ER, the show.
Well, yeah, the emergencies, they go through a lot of emotional roller coasters. They sleep. They have like a room where they sleep.
Yes, they have to sleep there sometimes. I know I do know a lot of friends that are nurses, but that I know of, none of them have cheated.
That's what I'm saying. Like the people that I know, I have family.
But I have a friend. I do have a friend that his sister has been divorced once, and she ended up marrying somebody in the ER that she was working. So just throwing that out there.
I think I know who that is.
You know exactly who that
is. Okay. So my family, I've never heard of that being, happening. More than anything, the people who have cheated have none of these professions of the people that I know.
Well,
at that level.
Well, I plead the fifth. I don't know anyone who's cheated.
You can't say anything. The next one.
I'm a vault, people. I'm a vault.
Good. Except you put out, what is it? The sister of the friend.
The friend, but he's unknown. Or she. It might be a she.
Yeah. The next one is aviation.
Okay, I could totally see that. And every time when we said aviation, you know what it reminded me of? What? Remember the Pan Am girls? It would back then. It used to be like a thing to be. They called it stewardess back then, but now it's flight attendant. It was like a thing. And
they were super cute. They were super and sexy cute and with a little thing on the neck and very flirty.
Yes, and they all like. They
had to be slim. They had to fit through the friggin' aisles. Yes, whereas right now we're getting bumped into.
Yeah, like it's not like now. Like everybody was like, tip top shape, super cute with the outfit. I felt like you had like one size. If you don't fit into the outfit, you're not work here.
Yeah, you can't work there.
So I could totally see that because imagine they're overnight and they sometimes stays in the same hotel.
Yeah, it's true. And they're in another country in most cases, or another state.
So
or
does it
something.
count if you're in another country? I don't know. I think there should be rules.
My father would say it doesn't count. But
well, let me tell you, I'm gonna write a book of things that don't count, because my friends make fun of me because there's certain things that I'm always saying, oh, but that doesn't count. And they're like, there's certain, like I have so many things that don't count.
Oh my gosh, we have to come back with that episode.
Yeah, that's going to be the next one.
You got to write that list as your homework.
Yeah, but I have a lot of stuff that don't count. And I feel that, I mean, not for me, of course.
Just stuff
Just, So yeah, if you're not, but yeah, flight attendants and pilots, that's an easy one. I'm surprised that's not number one. Because they're not even home. They're like already, they're already gone in a hotel. Like they're having a honeymoon with somebody else in the Caribbean or something,
that's why
or in Paris.
Like to me, I was like, the medical field just didn't make sense to me, because I was like, they're freaking busy. This is an emergency.
You know why? Maybe because they're so stressed and they have to relieve stress.
Probably. It's probably just easier to do it at the hospital than it is.
You're like, I'm stressed, let's go.
Let's go. Oh my. And then there's okay, so the next one is hospitality and nightlife. So I would have thought,
especially, well, maybe in Miami.
Yeah. I know you guys are having a lot of fun, but we have to mention our sponsors. Our sponsors for this show are the Kurz team and New World Title, and we deliver results on everything real estate. But no, because in the nightlife, listen, you're drinking, you're out and about, it's super late, I don't, and then I would say artists, like people who sing, are in that part of nightlife.
I know, but look, hospitality, like restaurants, okay, maybe. I know there's like there's some reality. Just slap myself.
Don't get so excited.
There's some reality shows now that are in the industry. So one of my friend's nieces is in one of those shows in Charleston, South Carolina. I wish I remembered the name of the show. Mia. Talking about you. But it's about the restaurant life and all that. But she has a boyfriend. She's been with him for a long time. She doesn't cheat or anything. But I could totally see the hospitality, But I don't know, because if I'm working in a restaurant and I'm getting up at 2 a.m, I want to go home.
And it says here hotel staff.
So they're already in a hotel.
Well, yeah. And then it's questionable. Like, who's the hotel staff?
And where they're doing this, in my room or what?
Exactly.
Like while they're changing my sheets?
Exactly.
Like, ew.
There's so much to what I wonder that they do in our rooms, but that's like a different topic.
Pretty soon you're going to see me with that little like, oh my gosh, the sheets. Oh my God.
Okay, so next is entrepreneurs and business owners. This is not real estate yet, even though we're entrepreneurs, but says because of the autonomy, the secrecy, the power, the frequent networking, and the travel. So that would be the next one.
I could see that. I could totally see that. I'm surprised I wasn't higher on the list either.
Yeah.
I would say real estate would, not really, but yeah, entrepreneurs, imagine you don't have an office that you really have to go to 9 to 5. You're usually out on the streets, driving around. It's nobody's gonna keep tabs on you.
Yep. I mean, I'm seeing a pattern on some of them is obviously travel and hotels, but there's also the stress and the long hours. So if people are choosing these stressful, long hour type of employments or work or whatever, or if you're choosing the person who's doing that, you might want to keep a 4-eye situation.
Well, imagine, look at this guy going back to the Coldplay thing.
He's HR.
He was a CEO, and she's HR. Yeah. And guess what? She was married to some other CEO.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she likes CEOs. Good for her.
She knows what she likes.
She goes up in the chain. So, but imagine when you're working long hours and you're around people, and then it's the opposite sex. You see it in movies and shows all the time. They start going over all these papers, the mood lighting. Oh, would you like a drink? Oh, sure. I'm so stressed.
And we're alone, and the excitement of just being around, like where there's people working.
And if they're attracted, people, if they're attracted, and then sometimes maybe they're not attracted. There's universal attracted. That there's people that are just universally attracted, meaning that everybody's gonna think they're good looking because they're just good looking. But then there's some that are like good looking, but their personalities, and you start to get to know them, and their personality comes out,
like a swag or
some confident, and then you're there alone. Muscles. Imagine.
Yeah. I.
And if things aren't good at home,
Ugh.
And if you're working
and that's
late,
the thing, if you're working late and long hours and you don't have a partner who supports your lifestyle or your work style, then it's going to be stressful when you get home. So then you don't want to go home. So then you stay at work. And who do you stay with? Especially those that are entrepreneurs with assistants and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah. And when you have to work closely with somebody, like, a project or something.
Yep, 100%. You know, that's why I prefer David having an ugly assistant. But I know that doesn't work
Always
either.
choose the ugly one.
Yeah.
That's what I would go with.
And then there's the finance professionals. And then under that is real estate.
Okay, so when they say financing professionals, they're talking about like bankers, stockbrokers.
Analysts, yeah.
So every time I hear that, I think of the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were like stockbrokers.
Yeah.
And they were like...
But see, you tell me that, and I'm thinking like somebody who's like managing a bank. And I'm like, really? Like you're 9 to 5? Like
sometimes
you don't...
9 to 4. No,
yeah.
Not for like the VP.
You get all the holidays off like you have... You know, like, I don't understand this.
Damn, I want banker's hours.
No, you don't, because then you're stuck to a place. And
okay, then it's real estate.
Then it's real estate. So we're number 6 on this line of this list of cheating industries.
Okay, so back in the day, I remember like 30 years ago, that was a big thing, especially in the mortgage industry.
Yeah.
You know, like with all the networking events and all that stuff. Like I remember that was a big thing.
People. A lot of what I noticed when I came into the industry, especially as a woman, is that the men, you know, they'll invite you for coffee, and yes, it's a business coffee, but they go a little over. They want to like smooch you, or they talk to you a certain type of way. Then they get a little too personal, asking you questions, you know, or like they want to help you and want to be like the save all. You know, kind of situation.
Right. Like the hero.
Yeah. And so then, you know, I would imagine that a lot of women would fall into this, oh my gosh, he's so nice. You know,
he's so helpful.
Yeah, he's so smart.
He takes care of me.
He just has a stressful life at home. The wife is whatever.
They're not even sleeping in the same bed.
Yeah.
He sleeps in the other room. Don't believe the hype, people.
Just makes it, because we're in the industry, so I'm just like, ugh, you know.
But yeah, I remember back then. Yes, I was a mortgagist back then. I remember it was so bad that when I went to work at one mortgage company, he had a rule that nobody could date each other.
Yeah, fraternization.
And I'm thinking to myself, don't worry, ain't nobody dating.
It's not serious.
They're going like to Magic Waters up on Sunset.
Oh my God. You know, and then what do you do? Like, okay, so we're talking about the real estate industry, and I want to dive a little deeper. You know, obviously we have a lot of friends in the industry, and we see and don't see things, you know. I've seen a few things. What do you do? Do you just like as a third party, you know, some people want to get involved and get like really aggressive.
No, girl, I mind my business.
Yeah.
It's none of my business. And entre mujer y hombre no se debe de meter.
Yeah.
Because you can't get involved in that. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's one of my friends' husband, that's a whole other story.
Yeah, because I'm like...
But if it's somebody that like a co-worker that works with me or whatever, or somebody I know, another realtor or whatever, and like I know them.
It's like, oh my gosh, we got to talk about this.
But
I'm
not friends with them. I mean, I'm not. That's none of my business, honestly.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I might tell a coworker or two. You know, oh my God, you don't know what I saw. But
exactly.
I won't go and tattletale and on the husband.
No,
and wife.
I would probably go up to the person and be like, hey, you know, like, what are you doing? But then at the same time, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Or like people do whatever they're going to do in that space. You know?
Because you don't know, honestly, what's going on the other side.
No, you don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know.
So you can't get involved.
You can't get involved. Mind your business, people. The thing is, nowadays, everybody's got a camera in their phone. And everybody's taking pictures. I mean, you see what goes on out there. Like, it's hard to cheat nowadays. It's very stressful. Like...
You're taking a risk, okay? Stop trying to cheat. They're going to catch you.
No, seriously, think about it. Well, imagine me and you eating lunch and we see so-and-so or somebody.
I
and
know.
we're like...
Freaking at Houston's, because everybody's a freaking Houston's.
Hillstone.
No, is it Hillstone or
It used
Houston?
to be Houston's.
No, okay, that's what it is, Hillstone.
But it'll always be Houston in our hearts.
We bumped into people in Hillstone.
Yes, that was like the cheating capital.
Yes, it was one of those places, you know. And then,
I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm just saying.
I bumped into other people also in undisclosed places. I don't want to talk about the location, but nonetheless,
let's not talk locations.
It's
you did enough with the hills.
Exactly. So it's wild out there, and there's cameras now out in the wild. So there's a lot of record.
Listen, women will hire private investigators.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Women want men. I mean, men will do it too, but women likely
are crazy.
Like, here's
they
the thing.
They go all in on trying to FBI.
Okay, but here's the thing. When for a woman, I don't know how it works for men, but with a woman, you kind of get this feeling. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, women's intuition, that shit is so real.
And it pulls at your gut and your heart. Like, and then you make all the stories. You already made up the whole thing.
And then if you ask, this is the number one red flag. They tell you you're crazy. Mm-hmm. When they tell me I'm crazy, that means I'm right.
Yeah.
That means 100%. He's cheating.
If you get defensive, like, what do you mean you don't trust me?
No, but for sure, they're going to call you crazy.
Oh, yeah.
The minute they call you crazy, that's it. It's over like Rover.
My brain goes into this like weird, like it doesn't even take that long. It's like an automatic. If my gut says this, I've created the entire story in an instant. I already know exactly how it's going to play out, and I am just ready and prepared.
And your intuition is usually not wrong. Mm-hmm. So, because the thing is, there are signs. When you cheat, there are signs. People, you don't realize it, or they don't realize it when they're doing it, but there's like an indifference. You start acting different. Mm-hmm. Then you don't notice it, because I remember I have a friend of mine that she was cheating on her husband one time. This was a long time ago. And she was like, because we're having problems at home. And I remember telling her, are you having problems at home because you're cheating? Because this is the thing. Oh, now he puts his fork over here, so now it bothers you. But he always used to put the fork over there.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, stupid example. But you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I know what you're saying. Like, now any little thing is a problem.
Oh, he's breathing.
But that's because your focus is not there anymore.
Right. So it kind of like, there's signs. So then you start acting in different men, big time. You guys are the worst.
You don't know how to. Girls are the worst at cheating. Meaning in like they're really good at it. They can figure it out. Men are the worst, as in they get caught really easily.
Yeah, that's why they get caught majority of the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Probably because they give no fucks at that point.
Possibly. You
get sloppy.
I will say, yes, they do. They're not calculative. They're not figuring out all the other options.
Listen, we need to stop giving away the secrets because we're helping some men here.
Exactly.
No.
Don't get freaking ideas.
Don't be taking notes.
For real. I was thinking about this. I was like, every relationship has a situation, like a problem or something that could come up that all of a sudden, oh my gosh, my relationship is really bad. And then you just start looking outside, right? But you got to be careful who you're talking to, who's giving you information, who you're getting advice from, what songs you're listening to. Because if you have a bad moment and then you go and listen to the song of like, I hate you and you're the worst kind of situation, you're feeding that negativity.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah. And then, and then it goes the other way around. If you start looking at like more loving things and stuff like that, you can actually work on.
Okay, I can see where you're
ignite the love in your relationship.
Like if you it's true. Okay, I can see that. So if you hang out with a bunch of couples that get along and are happy, you kind of feed off that.
Yes.
And then if you hang out with your angry single friends, then you could feed off that too.
Yes, they have so much to say that you don't relate to necessarily, but then you feel like you have to relate in the conversation.
Well,
so you bring up like shit.
Right. It depends if the friend is an angry single. Because I have some friends that are single and they'll call me out on my shit all the time. Like, you're being a bitch. Stop.
Yeah.
But so it depends. But yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. Who you're listening to and who you surround yourself with, big time.
And especially in the industry. If it's an industry that's very common, then it's kind of like you see it here, you see it there, you kind of know where it happens, where it doesn't happen.
That's why I have a rule. You don't shit where you eat.
No.
Like, I have that rule and I live by that rule because I'm like, no, because then if you like your job and that's where you make your money.
Well, I'm glad you made that point because this whole Coldplay situation, the guy had to step down as a CEO.
Oh, did he?
Like, but that was a personal thing. What does that have to do with work other than the fraternization situation, And then it's like, why does the CEO have to step down, Right. But then people are going to say, well, then, she has a lower position. Why would they kick her out? You know what I mean? So it's it's a power trip.
It's funny. They made him
very tricky stage.
They made him step down for adultery. It's not that he cheated. It's that he got caught. He got cold-played.
Always because
he got cold-played.
Listen, we don't, okay, we're all jokes aside, we don't condone cheating, you know, but...
if you're going to do it right.
Don't get caught. Don't get caught. And, you know, I would say if there's problems at home, figure out what it is that's pushing these problems and really fix it. Because at some point or another, you had a better situation. And that meant something.
Yeah, because the grass ain't always greener on the other side.
No,
that's for sure.
This could happen over and over and over again.
Right, because one thing is when you're like meeting up in the hotel and it's exciting and whatever. Another thing is, okay, you left your husband and you broke up your family for this other person.
That is going to question you anyway because you started with them through cheating.
No, and not only that.
So it's going to be a worse situation.
The honeymoon's over because now reality kicks in.
Yeah,
it's life.
And it's no longer exciting.
And now there's
bills.
It's real. Yeah, now there's bills, there's children.
There are women out there that want men that are married because they don't have to do all the marriage stuff and they just have a good time and get all the money. And that's why a lot of these cheating professions are high-paid professions too. You know, so I would imagine that also plays a factor. But we would love your opinion. Please subscribe, by the way. You've listened this far.
Oh, my God.
Subscribe, comment. We would definitely love your opinion. You know, any stories you might want to share that we can bring up at another day. But
yeah, please share some stories. You know, anonymous. You know, you can DM us if you want. You know, but I'm sure there's good stories out there.
Yeah, we want to know. We want to know the juice. Well, thank you guys for listening. Again, please subscribe. See you guys next time.
Bye.